Hey, everybody, off the Mike Sports Network here. Didn't get a chance to react to very much to SmackDown. I did react to Aleister Black's return to the company, and you can go check that out here on the channel. But the other big note is, did you guys see that main event, the three-way TLC match between the Street Profits, DIY, and the Motor City Machine Guns? This was, dare I say, one of the best television matches that WWE has done in a long time. This is probably one of the best TLC matches in company history. It's I'm not going to say it's WrestleMania 17, Edge and Christian, the Dudleys and the Hardy Boys from which is widely considered maybe the greatest TLC match in history and one of the great tag team matches in history. But this was damn good. Like, this was a perfect showcase of the SmackDown tag division and just the level of competition and the level of talent when it comes to tag team wrestling and the guys and just the work rate in this match, like the spots, like everything in this match delivered. And it begs the question, why in the fuck was this not on WrestleMania? And I think it should have been on WrestleMania. Just playing but I'm just going to play devil's advocate here for a second. Here's the reason. There's a couple reasons. Like, the real reason, I think, is it was a sponsorship thing. Like, they had the Clash of Clans thing and they wanted to use the War Raiders as part of it. Okay, whatever. I mean, the match between them and the New Day wasn't bad. It didn't feel like a WrestleMania match. It felt like a Raw match, and there wasn't a ton of heat there. But let me play devil's advocate here. So here's what I think might have happened. And if you put that match on WrestleMania, I don't think it gets nearly the amount of time and the amount of showcase that this match did get on SmackDown. Being in the main event, closing the show, it got close to 30 minutes. Like, you very rarely see it. It was commercial free. Like, they did not take a commercial for the last half hour of this show. So that was another part of this that you don't see. And I just don't know if, it would have gotten the showcase in the shine on WrestleMania had it. But, in saying that, there wasn't a whole lot of spectacular on WrestleMania weekend. So adding it would have made some sense. I just don't know how much more, time it would have gotten. And, being in the main event, I can see where they were going with this. It's just disappointing that these six guys didn't make WrestleMania, especially, I'll say this, DIY was on WrestleMania last year, and that was their first WrestleMania together, and they've done a really good job as heels. Street Profits, have had a couple of WrestleMania matches, but it would have been nice for them to get a WrestleMania win in front of people, because their only WrestleMania win, to my recollection, was when there was the no fans era. They had just won the championships and COVID happened. So, actually, no, I stand corrected. 39, I was at that one. They won that match, but that match was effectively for nothing. So it would have been nice for them to get a big win with the championships on the line. So, and then, Motor City Machine Guns. I've talked about these guys on my channel a lot. I love Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley to death. Like, they got to perform in front of 70,000 people for the Royal Rumble. WrestleMania is different. And that would have been really cool to see those two guys at WrestleMania. So the fact that they didn't get on there, that sucks. And, whether it's, advertising or whatever, and that's probably more to do with this than, the timing of it. But that's me just playing devil's advocate in terms of why this match didn't get on that show. But in terms of the match itself, this was as good of a match, as good of a tag team match, as good of a ladder match, as good of a TLC match as you are ever going to see. It's probably maybe one of the greatest matches in SmackDown history. It's that good. It's that good. I was riveted for 25, 30 minutes of this match. The spots that they were doing, like going through tables. I think you had a skull and bones through a table. You had an air raid crash through a ladder. You had a spear midair that Ciampa took through a table, which didn't look totally clean, but it was still a sick spot. And, it's just, and then Montez Ford getting the moment at the top of the ladder. And, even with their, goofy Def Rebel song, they get the Street Profits again, because of their natural charisma, are getting over with audiences again. That is also, by extension, a wonderful thing to see. But this was just a magnificent showcase for tag team wrestling, specifically on SmackDown. And also on the same night where Fraxium showed up. Like, at some point, Raw is going to have to get in on the tag team division. Maybe Maybe Ray Phoenix ends up going to Raw to team up with his brother Penta as the Lucha Brothers, and maybe that's part of this. But holy mackerel, like this was as good of a tag team match as you're going to see. Um, some people will say, "Man, oh, you do all these goofy spots and you complain about it with AEW." Guys, there had been a story brewing between these three teams for at least a few months. Like, remember, the Street Profits were back. I think this was back November, December when the DIY heel turn. Street Profits were supposed to face Motor City Machine Guns for the tag team titles. They were supposed to face Motor City Machine Guns for the tag team titles. And then DIY took them out. DIY goes in, turns heel, wins the championships. Then the Street Profits screw up Motor City Machine Guns rematch at the Royal Rumble. And then there's just this dancing around, like this, tap dancing thing where, like, everybody's trying to get at DIY. And then there's the big title change where the Street Profits finally win their first tag team title in 4 years, which is just baffling to me that it took them that long to win it. And then, everybody's interfering in each other's matches. And then you get this TLC match on free television. And it's like, yeah, I get it. It should have been on WrestleMania, but let's just be glad that we watched this. Let's just be glad that this happened. I'm not saying that, time would have been cut or something like that at WrestleMania, because certain things happen there. But this was an all-timer. So thanks everybody for watching. I will see you guys soon. Bye-bye.